is Cheyenne. This is an abandoned channel that I am coming back to share all of the fun things with you. I am a mama of 2. I'm pregnant with my 3rd. We're going to have a home birth with this baby, and we live in a 5th wheel. So we're going to have a home birth in a 5th wheel. I wanted to come on and share my story with you and how essential oils have helped me through emotional wellness and this pregnancy getting me to 35 weeks. All the fun things, but let's start with a heated topic. doTERRA versus Young Living. Okay, this is not going to be every video that you find on YouTube, doTERRA versus Young Living. This is going to be my personal story. I started with doTERRA. I used it for 2 years. I was a wellness advocate. I loved it. It was great. I had a wonderful time, but God called me to Young Living, and I love Young Living. I now am running a business with Young Living that has blessed me and my family immensely. And so you're not going to hear me talking about co-impact sourcing. You're not going to hear me talking about seed to seal. I am going to be talking about my story. And it's going to look differently than your story. So if it is different than your story, that's okay. Use what you want to use. As heated as it is, there's nothing magical that happens whenever you do Young Living versus doTERRA or vice versa. I will never bash a company. I'm just sharing the honest truth from what happened with me. So, I had a beautiful baby girl 4 years ago. I cannot believe that she's 4. And immediately fell into the pit of despair. I had postpartum depression so badly after her. Suffered with suicidal ideologies, all kinds of horrible things. I have not recovered to who I was before that baby, although I don't really want to be who I was before. My life is different and beautiful now. I struggle with emotional wellness, but hey, so many people do, and that's why I wanted to share about this. I have tried anything and everything. I have done all the things to support my mental wellness, and I have landed in a beautiful place where I use natural products, essential oils, and all kinds of fun things to support my mental wellness, which I'm going to be talking about a lot here. But let's talk about doTERRA versus Young Living. So with doTERRA, they have a blend called Adaptive. I still have the roller bottle that comes in like a bunch of different products. And then they had some supplements, and then they had like a couple of blends plus like the basic essential oils that can help support emotional wellness. And I was content. I was happy. I didn't know any better. That's what I was using. But I was also using products from so many other companies to support my mental wellness. So I was using CBD and supplements and anything under the sun to support doTERRA and everything for my body. And it was great. It was working. But I was spending a lot of money, and I wasn't making any money. And so I was just doing my thing. And then in September of 2020, I felt this pull, like this strong pull to look at Young Living, which, you know, it's like peeking over at the enemy camp. And that's like, no, you don't do that. But I did it. I peeked over at the enemy camp, and I was like so amazed with what I found, and it was showing up in my life everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, people that I had known my entire life were using Young Living, and I was like, what the heck? I didn't know. Why didn't you tell me? And I had no clue. So I have been using Young Living for 7 months, and I've barely scratched the surface of the emotional wellness products. When I looked over at that enemy camp, I found so many emotional wellness products. My mind was blown. I bought the premium starter kit for 4 oils: Stress Away, Peace and Calming, Frankincense, and Valor. And I spent $165 for those 4 oils, and I'd do it again. In fact, I've bought many starter kits because of the price, and I needed other oils as well. Like, I'm an oil freak. It was fine. But those 4 oils Support Your Emotions are in the starter kit. So if you can imagine how many more there are just in Young Living outside of the starter kit, beyond the starter kit. And so I got super excited, but then I got super overwhelmed because there's just so many and I didn't know what to do. Well, that's when signing up with the right people came in. And God pushed me to several people that totally took me under their wing. They put me in like 8 Facebook groups. They put me in messenger groups. They put me in text groups. They asked me how I was doing. They helped me use the products. They helped me know what to do. And I was taken care of from the very beginning. I'm going to be real honest right now, right here. And I might tick some people off, but that's okay. The culture was 100% different. 100% different. Welcoming, inviting, loving. They kept their eyes on Young Living. Totally kept their eyes on Young Living. They kept their eyes on the goal. They kept their eyes on the prize. I never felt criticized for coming from doTERRA or any part of my story. I was loved and welcomed from the beginning. And I had a very good experience at doTERRA. However, in a broad spectrum, there was a lot of gossiping and Young Living is bad and all kinds of things, and that just never sat well with me. So who you sign up with matters so much for your experience. Whether you're going to join in doTERRA or Young Living does not matter. It's going to matter who you sign up with, the type of person they are, the type of leader they are, the type of person that you're going to be taking care of. So this is a huge part of my story because I bought it in September of 2020. December of 2020, I endured a very traumatic experience that left me bawling my eyes out in the fetal position on the floor, and I had no idea how much I was going to need those emotional support oils in just 2 short months. My husband did not know how to support me, besides just knowing we just bought all of those oils for her emotions, and so I'm gonna lather them all over her. And that's what he did, and it was amazing, and I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't even put an oil on, and he did that for me. So that was huge. But also me being able to feel comfortable to share with the people that I signed up with and in the Facebook groups and in the messenger groups what had happened. Not in detail, but just like, hey, I went through something pretty traumatic. I need help. They sent me a list of products to buy, and guess what? I went and bought those products. Trauma Life is a huge one that I'm going to be talking about all the time on this channel because I love it so much, and it has been a huge part of my story. I have had this in my hand since January of 2021, and I've used it almost every single day, and it has been a blessing. So that is like very plain Jane level of why I switched over to Young Living, is just that was my story. That is what was pulling me. But that goes for so many things. I've heard this from so many different people about Young Living, not just with emotional wellness, but with pregnancy and with low tox living and with digestive issues. Did I already say that? I think I did. And respiratory issues and like all of these reasons, immune boosting properties, like all of these reasons why moms especially and other people are looking for wellness right now. You can find so much at Young Living. You have this beautiful starter kit or, a beautiful basic product that you love and you're so excited about it. And then you go beyond that and there's just like so much to be offered. And that is so beautiful. It is a one-stop shop. So for example, whenever I was with doTERRA, I was using Adaptive again. And I loved CBD. CBD was a huge part of my journey. And I was spending a lot of money plus shipping and all the things for CBD. Well, whenever I looked over that enemy camp, I found CBD was over there. Very high quality, several different flavors. And guess what? I could include that in stuff that I was already going to be buying for my home for low toxic living, because environmental toxins are huge for emotional wellness. And all of the, obviously I'm buying all of these oils and supplements and all of these things to be helping my body, which I'm going to be diving into later, don't you worry. But they had all of that I could spend in one place. And because I could spend that in one place, then it saved me so much money. Okay? Not only that, but I signed up with the right people. I got in with an amazing team that showed me this beautiful compensation plan, and I have made more money with Young Living than I did in 2 years in doTERRA. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I made more money in the first month with Young Living than I did in 2 years with doTERRA. Not because of compensation plans or teams or anything like that, because of confidence, because of passion, because I loved what I was doing. I sold a kit before I even got my kit in the mail. Why? Because I knew that I needed those emotional wellness products. I knew that I needed them, and I wanted my other friends who also struggled with postpartum depression to feel that and do it with me. And several of them jumped in with me at the same time, because like, mom life is hard. 2020 was freaking hard, and 2021 is continuing to be hard, and it's just like getting worse. And there are products out there that help support our bodies amongst all of the stress. If you didn't know, stress is really bad for your health. And not just your stress, but your environmental toxins and everything else that's going on with our health right now. Essential oils and other natural products that Young Living has can support our bodies in the most beautiful way possible. And guess what? We can get them in one place. So honestly, it was just about an easy button for me. Young Living had so much to offer compared to doTERRA. As far as my personal journey, that may look differently for you, and I'm never going to shame you for that. And they have like these big things like feelings kits and, you know, things like that, which are really incredible and I love so much. Anyways, they just have so much to offer. I personally went down the rabbit hole, co-impact sourcing, seed to seal, and seed to seal just made so much sense to me. Learning all about the companies and the origins and all kinds of things, they made sense to me. But you know what? That didn't matter. What mattered to me at that moment was that my family was being taken care of, and that we were getting the products in our home that we needed desperately. And I was making money that my family needed desperately. I mean, we live in a fifth wheel, people. So, that is what you can expect to see on the channel going forward. I love to homestead. I am gonna have a home birth and a fifth wheel. Like, what? So I'm excited to share about that. And all of the, like, being a mom with depression and anxiety and trauma recovery and all that entails. So definitely subscribe and give my little video a like, and I'm excited to go on this journey with you.